guys, it's Sasha with Rice and Raw, and today I want to talk about curly hair. And even if you don't have curly hair, I'm also going to talk about how you can make your hair just healthier in general over the years. So I have always struggled with my hair, and I blamed myself and like my genes because I thought, my hair wasn't like all of these girls with like straight, long, tons of hair that can grow their hair down to their butt. Like, my hair wouldn't grow past probably my shoulders or a certain length. My hair was always frizzy, especially when the humidity came in. It would just puff out like crazy. I would straighten my hair every single day religiously. I would straighten the shit out of it. I used to color my hair and my hair would fall out. I remember very clearly my boyfriend, when he was dating me, he told me later on, he didn't tell me at the time, but he told me later on, he was like, yeah, sometimes I felt really bad for you because your hair was so thin and there was like a bald spot on the back of your head. And I've talked to my hairdresser about it, and she says because I have like two cowlicks, that like the way they go, it sometimes just makes it like I have a bald spot. And I probably didn't even realize, like, I knew my hair was always brittle, I knew my hair was always thin. I used to dye it a lot, like I said, and it definitely would fall out quite a bit. And I used to try to take biotin and all these things to fix my hair, but I didn't really get to the main causes, which what I want to talk about today, and how I brought my hair from being brittle, thin, falling out to what it is now, healthy, full, and thick. And I finally made peace with my hair. I figured out a routine. I can even go from the gym to dinner and be feeling great. So, which is something I was never able to do. My hair, if I put my hair up in like a ponytail and I put it down, it has that like wave. And then, in the past when I would straighten my hair all the time, heaven forbid my hair got wet or anything, because I wouldn't be able to recover from that. And it would just start being this frizzy mess once it dried, just like this big frizz. So I want to talk about my routine, my curl routine, and throughout I'm going to also talk about the things that I do just to keep my hair healthy in general. So even if you don't have curls, this video should also, bring value and help you out as well. So something that I do every single night is I put my hair up in ponytails. I don't do anything fancy. I do literal pigtail ponytails. I keep them pretty loose. So the reason why I do this is to keep my hair, well, one, to keep my hair in place. I found that when I would sleep on a pillow and I wake up the next morning, my hair would be just absolutely crazy and there was nothing I can do to fix it. So by doing the braids, the pigtail braids, it would keep it, in one position downwards, and there wouldn't be as much breakage. I know another method is to sleep on like a silky type of pillowcase. I haven't tried that yet, but the pillowcase I do have, it's not like gritty or anything. So I found that, I haven't really made that step to the silky pillowcase, but so far so good. And then sometimes if I luck out and I know that I'm not doing anything like major that day, maybe I'm just running errands, I could just take my hair out of the braids and just kind of go about my day that way. Maybe just spray like a light spray, a spritz of water on my hair just to liven it up a bit, and throw in a little bit of product, and I can get away with that. So I don't have to wash my hair every single day or fully wet my hair every single day. But I do, if I really want to have those like strong and prominent curls, which I have like right now. So the main product that I started using that started to completely change my relationship with my hair and my outlook on my hair, I guess you would say, is the Trader Joe's Tea Tree Peppermint shampoo and conditioner. I started using this because it's cruelty-free, it has no parabens, no sulfates, and it's a lot of like really natural and organic products too, and it's pretty cheap. I think for like a bottle it was like $3.50, so it wasn't anything crazy. And I love the smell of it as well. So I started using that in my hair, and I used to use like those typical like Pantene Pro V, like sleek and shine and smooth and sleek, and those type of products, which I don't know I'm not a big beauty guru or anything. I don't know much about beauty, but I do know that those products just really messed with my curls, and I think it's because of the parabens and the sulfates. But using the Trader Joe's shampoo, my hair started to curl naturally. when it was drying, which was a complete shock to me because yes, when I was younger, like in this picture, you see some curls going on, some natural curls, but I just didn't know that my hair had ringlets until I would say about 3 or 4 years ago or so, I started to realize that my hair is actually curly. So I think one of the main things to do is embrace the hair texture and the natural hair that you have. I think that is so important. Do as much as you can to embrace the hair that you were given. Once you do that, then you can work on the healthiest your hair can be. And, don't conform to, the trends. Like, luckily, like, curly hair is kind of back in, which is cool. But, even if curly hair goes out of style again, I'm not going to start straightening my hair again. But I'm really enjoying the curls. It's so easy, and I don't have to put much effort into this. Like, seriously, I don't put much time into my hairstyle anymore. Which in the past used to be my main time consumer, is the hair situation, and then it would still look like shit most of the time. So now it's just like naturally is like this. It's such a blessing. I love it. And then if you're a person with like straight hair, don't be trying, every day doing some crazy curling to your hair because you're just going to damage it more. Embrace the hair you have and really try to work with it and do hairstyles that work for you. And you know what? Screw whatever is popular out there with the hairstyles. You can do it every once in a while. Every once in a while I might straighten my hair, do something fun. But for the most part, day to day, I don't put heat on my hair, which is, I never thought I'd be able to say that. I used to be a religious hair straightener person from like the beginning of high school all the way until like just a few years ago. That's like 10 years. So, and then recently I started to get my hair dyed a little bit. So I actually, have to pay the money and go to a professional hairstylist who does a balayage on me right now is what I'm doing. It's extremely expensive. I don't want to talk about it. But much better than doing it at home. When I was younger, like in high school, I would dye my hair at home with a box, and I really, really believe that those things really damage your hair, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Your hair is porous, and my hairdresser was explaining this to me, and I'm going to do a terrible job trying to re-explain it, but it's porous, and when you strip out color, you can't just like add color back. It's much more finicky than you probably realize. So that's why I go to a professional, let them do their thing, and to keep the color in and make sure that it doesn't go too orangey, because my hair tends to hold on to a lot of like orangey reds even. So if I start using like shampoo that will start to strip the color out, then I might be left with the color I'm not too in love with. So I use the Loma Violet shampoo now just to help keep the color in my hair so I can decrease the amount of visits that I go to my hairdresser to get my hair dyed and decrease the amount of like, dye that I have to do to my hair. So I go, I would say about 2 to 3 times a year is probably what I'm going to be doing to keep my hair color this way. I personally really like adding some type of highlights to your hair if you have curls, especially darker curls. It kind of creates more dimension so you can actually see the ringlets. I naturally have like a mousy brown hair, so these ringlets, you wouldn't really be able to see like the dimension through my hair if I didn't have the highlights. So I find that it just helps me a little bit more, makes me feel a little bit better about my hair. And again, so when I get my balayage done, she does not go to the roots, so you really don't ever want to put any type of like dyes or anything on your roots. And then also with the Loma shampoo, they don't test on animals, which is a must for me, so I love that. And I'll try to find the products and link them below. Trader Joe's, of course, you can just stop by Trader Joe's and grab the shampoo and conditioner there. If you don't have Trader Joe's near you, I'll link like a Amazon Prime link to it. I'm sure it's a little bit more expensive if you're buying online, but just for reference, I'll link it below for you guys. So when shampooing my hair, I really focus on the roots, and I use like a rubbing action like this. All around the roots, and I don't go to the rest of the hair. I let the shampoo kind of like go into the rest of the hair like naturally through like gravity, but I'm really focusing on the roots. Then I will wash out the shampoo, and then I will put the conditioner, mostly be focusing it on the roots. My routine when I get out of the shower, I might be yelled at for these two things. So I try to follow, most in part, the curly girl method, and you can look it up on YouTube to understand exactly what the curly girl method is, and I'll go into it a little bit in this video, but I do deviate from it a little bit because I use my towel to dry my hair, and I know that's a big no-no for people. I don't rub the towel all around my hair. Literally just hold the towel around my hair and squeeze it. I do not move the towel around. That's really important. However, it is recommended to use like a t-shirt material, so you can just use an old shirt to kind of do the same thing to, you know, dry out your hair a little bit so it's not like sopping wet and going all over the place. Another probable big no-no that I do is I brush my hair after the shower. Now I think it's mitigated a little bit by this wet brush that I use, which is supposed to be used on wet hair, and this is the only brush that I use on my hair. So I do this just to get the knots out and to make it straight. I try not to, you know, pull at the knots, especially when the hair is wet. So when the hair is wet, it is much more prone to breakage if you're pulling at it. Right now, by brushing it, I'm just prepping it to put in the product. So something about the curly girl method is what you do is when you have wet hair, you put product in it and you create a crystal cast. So you let it dry and it gets like crispy, like, and you're like, oh, my hair is so crispy. But what you do once it's dried is you scrunch it out and you shake it out, and then it ends up like this. So you get less like frizzy curls and more like defined curls. So I'm going to mention in this video 2 products that I use on my hair after the shower, kind of like leave-in conditioner or like curling creams that I use. This one right here, Beautiful Curls, I got this from Whole Foods, and I love it. It's great, and it isn't tested on animals. It's fair trade, which is really important as well to like consider when you buy things. It has shea butter in, and it is for curly hair. And then the one that I've been using more recently is the Loma Curvy Cream. So these 2 are really good options to use, and so today I'm going to use the Loma Curvy Cream. Sometimes also what you can use is a gel. I've found that like my favorite thing to do is after the gym, I wet my hair, because my hair is up in a bun at the gym. It gets sweaty in the roots and the bun is all like frizzy at that point. So I wet my hair pretty much all the way through. And then I use gel, and I just throw the gel in and I let that dry it and then I scrunch it out. So gel is also a great thing to use, and it's cheap too. So I just rub it all the way through the hair. I use little bits at a time. I tend to overuse product, and you don't want to overuse the product because then your curls will be weighed down. So I try to use a little bit at a time just to make sure my hair is fully saturated, but not to the point where it's going to weigh down my curls. Okay, hey guys, this is probably not at all related to the video. This isn't at all related to the video, but I'm super excited because my new headphones came in the mail. These are The Rock, Dwayne Johnson headphones when he collabed with JBL and Under Armour. Let's take it out of the shot. So I thought it'd be fun just to open it on camera for you guys while my hair is drying. I've never had over-the-ear headphones, so I have no idea what they're going to look like on me. They're one size fits all, and they fit The Rock, so I think they're going to be like giant earmuffs on me. But these are for intense like trainers, like people who like lift and they're not supposed to fall off, and you're able to clean the cushy thing. And apparently there's a setting that like if people come talk to you, I can't open this. If people come talk to you, you can still listen to your music, but you can also hear them, and then you can turn off the setting. It cancels out the noise outside. So I think that's going to be really convenient for me. Oh my god. Oh, these are... It's like Christmas. Oh, and they're also wireless, and they aren't too big. They don't look too big at all. They say blood, sweat, respect on the band there. I'm sorry, it's not the best lighting to see it, but they're so cute. They're not too big. I was so nervous they'd be like... So when your curls are completely dried, like I said, they're going to feel crispy. And what you're going to want to do is to scrunch them upwards, like I'm doing here. I don't like to scrunch beforehand. I like to keep it sleek and let it dry naturally and then scrunch it afterwards, because I find if I scrunch it while putting in the product when my hair is wet, it creates more frizz. So I leave the scrunching for later on when it is dried. So right now here in like the Curly Girl method, I'm breaking the crystal cast. And then for the most important part is really shaking out your hair at the roots, because this creates volume and kind of brings a whole look together. So my hair is slightly damp still in this video, but you can see just how like the curls come alive when you do this. I'm so glad I embraced my hair type and didn't try to fight it just to be in on, you know, what's trending these days with hair. Like I said, try to really embrace the hair that you were born with and work with it, because when you start to do that, it becomes a lot easier to manage than trying to force your hair into a style that it just is not meant to be, right? And I've noticed recently that my hair has been growing past the point that I thought it could grow. So that's really exciting for me. Also, I do want to mention that I am vegan, if you guys are new to my channel, and I think that that has made a huge difference by going vegan, having the right nutrients, the micronutrients in my diet. So I think, you know, eating the right nutrients definitely helps, and, you know, over time that will play a big part in your hair health. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you out. Let me know below if you have any special tips for curly hair and natural hair, or how you keep your hair healthy. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. It also helps me to know what content you guys like and would like to see more of. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.